Hello, my name is Taha, and I'd like to share some information about a novel very close to my heart to you, which is 1984. Next slide, please. Well, the novel was written by George Orwell and published in the 8th of June 1949, with its main genres being dystopian and political fiction. The novel originates from the United Kingdom, with it being set in the city of Airstrip 1, formerly known as London. Next slide, please. Now, onto the writer himself. Well, it's worth to note that his legal name is actually Eric Arthur Blair. And to many people's surprise, despite being an English writer, he wasn't born in the UK. He was actually born in Motihari of British India. He graduated from Eton College in 1921 and eventually passed away on the 21st of January 1950, with him being active as a writer for exactly 22 years. Next slide, please. Now, on to the main content of the book, with the most important topic being Newspeak, the language created upon the establishment of Oceania, a totalitarian state with absolute dictatorial rule. Next slide, please. Some examples of this made-up language would be great would be plus good, fantastic or excellent would be double plus good, bad would be ungood, B plus B, or for short Big Brother, would be Big Brother, Old Speak would be English, warm would be uncold, thought crime would be politically unorthodox thoughts, meaning any ideas that oppose the party and Big Brother in any shape or form. Next slide, please. Now, why was Newspeak even created? I mean, there had to be a reason, right? Well, there's actually a really great quote by George Orwell himself regarding this question, which states that, "Don't you see that the whole aim of Newspeak is to narrow the range of thought? In the end, we shall make thought crime literally impossible, because there will be no words in which to express it." Next slide, please. Now, a significant character you've heard me mention before is Big Brother. Now, who exactly is this Big Brother? Well, he's the absolute ruler of Oceania, with many Oceanians treating him as godlike or divine. The base idea and concept of this practice comes from Joseph Stalin and his personal ideology, Stalinism, which consisted of his strongly totalitarian and centralized policies executed throughout his reign in the Soviet Union. Now, Orwell strongly opposed this, as he was a democratic socialist throughout most of his career. Next slide, please. Now, a question might pop up in your head. How was authority exactly kept in such an oppressive state? The answer to that question would be the Ministry of Love, an organization created for the sole purpose of making rebelling Oceanians submates, using methods such as persecution, torture, or even murder. Which again is like Joseph Stalin's NKVD in the Soviet Union. They followed the same methods. Now, what is Room 101? In basic terms, it is the Ministry of Love's last resort, where the unfortunate victims of this fate met their greatest fear in order to either accept Big Brother, or as the party likes to say, be vaporized. Next slide, please. Now, one of the unfortunate characters to meet this fate was Ampleforth. Now, who was he exactly, and why the name? Well, the name is actually a reference to Ampleforth College, which was the main rival and competitor of Eton College, where Orwell graduated from. Now, on to Ampleforth. His job was to rewrite Old Speak, or English poetry, into Newspeak, and in a manner which praises Big Brother and the party. And his crime was that he left the word God, simply God, in one of his translations, which eventually led him to being sent to Room 101 and passing away. Next slide, please. Now, I want you to think about all the information I give you about this oppressive state, an absolute horrible fate for even your worst enemy. One question remains. Is 1984 still relevant today? Thank you for listening to me.